Okay, hey everyone, welcome to SVR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Sorry, we're a little bit late. It's about 10:35 Eastern Time. We normally do this at 10:30 sharp, but we had a few technical problems right now. It is Wednesday, July 12th, and this, of course, is the live show we do every day. I give my official picks. It's been definitely a different couple days. The All-Star break is always very, very, very different. It's kind of a reminder of what life was like before my daily days and nights were consumed by sports betting analysis. And it's been interesting. We do have WNBA coming up today. There were a bunch of picks that I liked on the opening lines that have now moved significantly. I think I'm still liking them. I was definitely leaning Connecticut -1 and Dallas at -1 as well. Both those have moved in a major way. Connecticut is now -4 and Dallas is -3. I didn't bet either one of them yet. I'm going to have to revisit them before I actually bet them. And I was also leaning over in Atlanta and Phoenix. That one is it was 161 on the opener. Now it's down to 160 or 160.5. And also vaguely leaning San Antonio at +9 and thinking about the first quarter and maybe the first half under in that one as well. But those are my leans so far for WNBA. I haven't made any picks on those bets yet. Lou Skunt's first comment of the day was Boonhound, asking where I am. We were a little bit late.
Pete was up watching the All-Star game
all
night long.
Exactly. Roland Robinson Jepes says Atlanta Phoenix is an over for sure. Loshak. Yeah, I'm definitely leaning over on that one, and not totally sure why it took a dip down to a 160. And obviously, anything's possible in all basketball games, especially WNBA. But I was for sure leaning over in that one. Probably going to be betting that one, and Robinson Jepes agrees with that one as well. Robinson Jepes also leans over in San Antonio, Indiana. Yeah, the full game is a little bit tricky there, but I would be leaning under in the first quarter and maybe the first half in that one. Under only in the first quarter and the first half. Vitalis says, I got the Dallas Wings at -2 on 5 dimes. What do you think of the play? I agree with it. Vitalis, I definitely agree with that one, leaning Dallas for sure on that one. I wanted to bet it when it was on the opening line. Now it's up to 3, so you got a good number there. And I would definitely agree with that play. And if I had it, I would stick with it. And I might be betting Dallas myself, even at -3. Obviously, Chicago has some major issues, and Dallas is the kind of team that can turn it up offensively against the weaker teams in the WNBA. So I would agree with that one, Vitalis. Yeah.
Well, sorry to cut you off. I know a second ago you just said anything can happen. And
yes.
I know everyone here is probably watching for baseball, football, basketball. But, man, in tennis, world number 1 right now, Andy Murray, they're tied at 2 sets each. The final tie-breaking match is number 28 in the world is actually up 3 games to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 535 odds right there.
Yes. I actually don't bet tennis, but I'm in a couple of chats where people bet tennis very, very religiously, and they're always, writing and posting about and commenting about how some big favorite is about to go down and how they bet the big favorites. And my sense is that in tennis, and especially women's tennis, big underdogs are usually the way to go.
Yeah, well, it's just funny. Yeah. You typically see the same names over and over winning the big tournaments, but world number 1 going down on a UK tennis player going down on UK soil.
Yeah.
Huge. So yeah, somebody's going to make some money this morning. Yeah,
for sure. Congratulations to anyone who was on those. It reminds me a little bit of MMA. I think a lot of times when you have one-on-one matchups, it's very easy to for a favorite to look very, very attractive, but it's also very easy for those lines to just get super inflated. And so I feel like in tennis there's a lot of plus 500 underdogs that should be plus 200. And it's sometimes hard to forget that as the numbers go up and up and up, the winning percentages that they're implying go down and down and down. Like a plus 200 underdog is a 1/3 chance, it's a 33.3% chance of winning, and a plus 400 underdog is what would that be, like an 80% chance of winning, so you double it, but the winning percentages just go up a little bit. And like even a plus 1,000 underdog would be still a 10% chance of winning or a 9% chance of winning. So
it happens.
Yeah, so
it's happening right now.
Yeah, it definitely does happen. So yeah, whereas and the opposite is true. Whereas people see like a minus 150 favorite as a relatively small favorite, but that is actually a 60% the mark that implies a 60% chance of winning. So yeah, when you're eyeballing the way those odds are represented, like the -200s and the +300s, it's easy to see a small minus number and to think it's a small favorite when it really is kind of a big favorite, and it's easy to see a huge favorite and to not realize what those actual win percentage odds are.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of nice with things like tennis and golf. You can predict or bet on how many Grand Slams or majors over under is this particular player going to win over the year, and then you try to pick their weak spots. And yeah, like you said, in individual matchups, find dogs that might have some value.
Okay, yes, definitely, absolutely, sounds good. All right, my computer here is a little bit glitchy, so I don't have my my data that I was going to look at. In baseball, there wasn't much extra research I did. Again, tonight I'm going to try to find some prospects to circle and be aware of for when they're going to come up this year. Find prospects that are likely to come up and make a difference, and I'll have that information in tomorrow's show. Maybe I'll also have some soft predictions in terms of expected ROI for various teams in baseball, and I'll include that information in tomorrow's show. But as of right now, things are pretty standard in MLB. I'm expecting Houston to continue to be profitable. Not really expecting the Cubs to make a significant turnaround, and mostly nothing too out of the ordinary. To earth-shattering in terms of opinions that I have as far as things I'm looking for in the second half. Tomorrow, again, I'll be looking for prospects to think about who are going to come up in the second half, and also make some soft predictions on expected ROI. WNBA, yes, I'm definitely leaning first quarter under in San Antonio, Indiana. San Antonio +9, Atlanta and Phoenix over 160, and then leading both Connecticut and Dallas. Although when I saw them, they were -1, and now Dallas -3, Connecticut -4. Connecticut has been an ATS juggernaut recently after starting the year sluggish. They've been winning and covering repeatedly. Seattle is very beatable, but now that it's up to -4. That's a little bit iffy. I'm gonna have to look at that one a little bit more in depth. And then what I did last night was a lot of research on the Pac-12. USC is looking very, very, very potent this year. This guy Sam Darnold has some great stats. I saw some incredible statistics on USC last night that I wasn't quite aware of, that implied that as good as they were actually a little bit underachieved in their excellence last year. They weren't particularly explosive on offense, and the offense that they're using statistically looks a lot like Washington State, but they're basically doing what Washington State does on offense with much better athletes. So this year, just assuming that Sam Darnold can maintain his excellence, maintain his composure, maintain his maturity, which he certainly showed that he was 100% capable of last year. USC might be a force to reckon with. Might be a good bet to make the college football playoffs, and might actually wind up being a good bet on a lot of their game spreads in the early going, even though they are, of course, expected to be very good. All right, let's see. What else do I? Let me bring up. Remind myself of who's in the Pac-12, so I can remind myself of what my opinions are on that I came to yesterday. Let's see. Pac-12. Colorado, yeah. Colorado, obviously expectations are high. I'm thinking that they might take, I think Colorado's going to take a step back. Maybe not a huge step back. And the thing about Colorado is that I feel like the market and the betting public still has this opinion and image of Colorado as not a great team. So despite the fact that they did so well last year and were great against the spread last year, I'm not sure that's going to translate to them being overvalued. But I do think they're going to take a step back. And then Arizona and Arizona State, man, those are two programs in some hurting in a major way. But with both those programs, I'm probably going to be looking for overs in spots, because their defenses, I think, are still going to be just horrific, and their offenses should be the strength of both of those teams. So they should be able to put up some points. And I'm going to be looking for them to, of course, and also to be bad bets, ATS, against teams that will be able to take advantage of their weaknesses on offense. They will get their wins, though. And of course, when teams go into Arizona, those can be tough places to play on the road, especially as a favorite. So they'll probably have one or two outright wins as an underdog over the course of the season. And of course, things might take a radical change depending on injuries and whatever and whatnot from at the end of the season. But in general, I'm looking for overs of both Arizona and Arizona State. and ATS losing against teams that can take advantage. All right, and let's see. Let's get to some questions. If you have any questions, let's see. Oh, a lot of people. It's a slow day, so a lot of people are
we're talking contests over here. So
they banned Rich Banks from the July contest.
That's what he says.
Really?
I told him, yeah, just get us just your form name in, and we'll sort it out. I mean, it's not too late to get in, and there's plenty of time to get your picks in. So
they had the unmitigated nerve to ban Rich Banks. They had the nerve to ban a legend from a contest. I'm going to look into this. I'm going to figure out what the hell happened.
Loshak's on it, man.
Yeah, and heads are going to roll. I'll tell you that. Someone's going to. Yeah,
he'll be in by the end of the show.
This will not. Loshak's
on it.
Yes, I'm on it, and there will be consequences to pay. Someone will have some answering to do here, and they better give a good answer. Otherwise,
heads will roll.
Yeah, there will be consequences. There will be consequences. All right, so are we gonna give away a free trip to Costa Rica? Zach was hinting at that, mentioning that before we went live here. Should we do that or not really?
I say we do. Look, there's 18 people watching live. I mean, come on, this show's usually up to what, 130, 200 people watching. These are our loyal guys. These are the guys that come in the dead.
These are the loyal guys. Yes, absolutely. Anyone
we need
watching,
one of these guys down here.
These are the loyal guys, the guys who were here, the guys who were here despite being banned from contests and shit. So, Rich Banks, I'm pretty sure I rubbed someone the wrong way. Okay. Hey, listen, life isn't easy. Just because someone rubs someone the wrong way doesn't mean they deserve to get banned from a contest. That is bullshit, all right?
Speaking of loyalty, where the hell is Wang Zhou?
Yeah, where's Wang Zhou?
I mean, where is he gone?
I think Wang Zhou is just taking a break and recovering from the very stressful first half of baseball. I mean, listen, you need to recover emotionally. You need to get your cortisol levels down to get into prime shape for the second half. So I'm pretty confident Wang Zhou will be back once the second half starts up again. But all right, yeah, that is bullshit. Yeah, listen, it's not illegal to be annoying. It's not illegal to be an asshole. If someone rubs you the wrong way in life,
you kick him out of the contest.
Deal with it. Exactly. If I kicked every person who rubbed me the wrong way out of my life, I'd have no people in my life. Okay, all right. So
and if you kicked everyone that rubbed you the wrong way out of the contest, you might win.
There you go. That's a good point. That is a good point. On the other hand, yes, that is true. That is true. Robinson Jetta says, Loshak, why isn't San Antonio +9 not the low-hanging fruit of the day? Yes, I feel like I don't have a good enough read on WNBA to officially label something low-hanging fruit. I'm on San Antonio +9 though, for sure. I've been on San Antonio a few times. San Antonio is obviously a bad team, but they're not so bad that they can't cover big spreads. And they're going to get their blowouts. They're going to get blown out. Many times this year, which is good because it maintains their massive underdog lines. And I've had a pretty good read on when San Antonio is likely to be a good bet as a dog. And yes, definitely today, I feel like San Antonio +9 is a good play for sure. All right, so do you want to give something away? Let's give a free trip to Costa Rica away. How do we do this? Anyone who wants a free trip to Costa Rica to come and be part of the IFBC, the International Football Betting Conference this year in the first weekend in August, we're about to give away a free. Is that what we're doing here?
I say we do it.
Okay, I say we do it.
Depending that some of these guys can go. I'm seeing, All-Star break, 22 guys watching.
Yes.
I'm assuming most of these guys are on house arrest. Can you get a passport if you're a felon?
Actually, I was watching one thing I do when the All-Star break comes. I sort of reacquaint myself with what's going on in the rest of humanity. And I was watching a bunch of interesting shit on YouTube yesterday. One of the categories I was watching was some of those prison documentaries. That's scary ass crap there. And so okay, so how do we give this away? Someone has to tweet what?
How about this?
Okay.
Obviously we want Loshak's fans.
Yeah.
So how about this? The first person to tweet low-hanging fruit and tweet at SBR Picks on Twitter, and also tweet at me so I can go ahead and check it right here at Zach_SBR. That's ZACK_SBR. Hopefully you can spell SBR. So the first person to tweet to us at SBR Sports Picks and at myself, both
Okay.
low-hanging fruit, We will get them down here to Costa Rica.
If you would like a free trip to Costa Rica and airfare, that includes airfare up to $750 as well as a free hotel room, right?
Sounds like a plan.
But not including food, but including in-person conversations with the likes of Ed Fang and Gil Alexander and lots of people like that.
Clay Travis, Teddy Covers, and Teddy obviously Covers. The biggest pool, Peter Loshak.
Yeah, I'll be there.
And to help us save money, you will share a room with Pete.
All right. Okay. So what you have to do is tweet low-hanging fruit to the SBR account, which is SBR Sports Picks, right? And to Zach, what is it?
Zach_SBR.
Zach_SBR. Tweet low-hanging fruit to Zach_SBR as well as SBR Sports Picks, and we'll hook you up. You can come down to the IFBC in the first weekend in August. Of course, you have to have a passport. You can't be a convicted felon. They think of a lot of things to think about, right? But if you're not a convicted felon and you have a passport and you can leave the country without any problems, we will hook you up, and you can come down and be part of the IFBC. And again, when is it? The first weekend in August, right? August 3rd and 4th, 4th and 5th. Right?
Yes, sir.
It's what days are the
actual? It's a Friday and a Saturday. So we'll have about 4 or 5 speakers joining us Friday. Also have a great panel lined up for Saturday. We'll do a live roundtable with our lovely roundtable crew, and also we'll be filming the odds couple in the morning before everything gets started. So people will be invited to come in and participate. You no longer have to fight to have your questions heard in the comment section. You can throw something at Pete in person, get his attention, ask, and kind of. There's an empty chair next to him right now, so who knows? Maybe we'll plop one of you in there.
Yes, that's right. Okay, that sounds awesome. Robinson Jeff is asking, what's the other one besides SBR? Zach_SBR. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Zach_SBR. You tweet a low-hanging fruit to Zach_SBR, and we'll give you a free. There you go again. Zach_SBR, and also at SBR Sports Picks. Okay. Yes, let's see. Mike Keep says, Pete, what are your Cy Young predictions? Seems like the midseason fave never wins. Yeah, it does seem like the midseason fave never wins. There probably are Cy Young odds up right now. I think those kinds of futures odds are interesting to handicap, and sometimes I do a video of them, and it's always interesting to cover. I don't make those kinds of bets personally, so I'm not. Let me think about it. Freaking computer is doing okay. I mean, obviously. Clayton Kershaw is I don't know how much Clayton Kershaw would have to collapse for him to not win the Cy Young. If Corey Kluber is right now on a pretty significant awesome start in and start out role. The only I guess issue is that Cleveland doesn't really win his games, but that tends not to matter in Cy Young voting. If Corey Kluber continues making 8-inning 1-run starts, start in and MF and start out, which is entirely possible. I mean, the guys like that who have big arms and big frames, 6'6" guys can sometimes maintain their heat and their excellence into the summer months. Corey Kluber could do that. Could have a huge second half. I'm thinking Corey Kluber might have a second half. Let me just go refresh my memory.
Just to let you know, we have a winner, Pete.
Well, oh, really? Who is it?
We have a winner
already. Who?
Unfortunately, it's not someone who rubs people the wrong way.
Good.
So sorry, Rich. But no, Robinson Yepes.
Oh, Robinson Jeppes. Very nice.
Not only did he get it first, but he also retweeted the video, shared the link. Oh. So thank you. Spreading the love, go in the Army.
Robinson Jeppes, also a pretty astute WNBA commenter and handicapper. Congratulations. Congratulations, Robinson Jeppes. We will see you. Rich Banks doesn't have Twitter. God damn. Rich Banks, one of a kind. Rich Banks. See, that rubs me the right way. I like guys who don't have Twitter. I didn't have Twitter for a long time, and I understand Twitter now. But Twitter is great for certain things, but if I didn't want it for sports betting and business purposes, I would never just have a personal Twitter to tweet out stupid shit about whatever the people tweet out about. But I do see them people tweeting out stupid shit. But no, I understand Twitter. Yeah. So Robinson Jeppes, it's airfare and room. It's airfare up to $750. So Robinson Jeppes, if you're coming from Singapore and it's a $1,500 plane ticket, you only get reimbursed $750.
That's where Wang Joe went.
Right. Yes.
He saw $750 and he bounced. He said, "I need to roll with a higher rolling crowd." Yeah.
So Robinson Jeppes, you get a free room as everyone does coming down to the conference, and you get your airfare reimbursed up to $750. So how does that work? It's you buy your own ticket and then you come to the airfare, just like the bashes, right? When people reimburse airfare for bashes. You come, and what do you have to do? You have to present your ticket, or how do you prove how much your ticket costs?
Yes, the way we're doing that is you show up with your ticket. Whatnot. Once it's confirmed, and we'll line up the room. I've already shot him a message to DM me his email address, and I'll get that to the team that's kind of organizing that. But yeah, an SVR employee will hand you the cash.
Yes.
Once you're down here, which means you were buying the first round of drinks for everybody.
So if your ticket is, let's say your ticket is $550, you only get $550 back?
I will have to confirm that with the team.
Why don't you just get $750 and then
you see, you've got Pete in here lobbying.
Well, no, because I'm saying that because then there's no incentive for them to save money. I mean, they'll just buy anything up to
first class.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it's great. So so maybe that's how it goes. So yes, airfare is covered up to $750. Room is free, and other than that, food and drinks in Costa Rica will be not taken care of. Although I'm sure there'll be a lot of people buying drinks and shit. Drinks in general in Costa Rica very, very cheap. Food not cheap in Costa Rica. Just so you know. All right. Let's see other comments here. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. That's an interesting idea, though. Actually, what starting pitchers might dominate in the second half? I'm definitely not high on. Let me just find the. Let's see, where the hell is it? Definitely not high on Vargas. I don't think he's going to have an awesome second half. Let me just quickly bring up all the starting pitchers in baseball right now. Here we go. I'm kind of high on Lance McCullers. I don't know if he's going to have a good enough season to steal the Cy Young award, but I'm definitely high on Lance McCullers being good. And if Lance McCullers is generally pretty good, obviously that lineup and that bullpen are going to get him a lot of wins. He was very profitable in the first half. I expect Lance McCullers to be profitable in the second half as well. So yeah, as far as the Cy Young is concerned, I think you're basically looking at Kershaw and maybe I don't know, and maybe Corey Kluber, and let's see other names here that jump out at me. Chris Sale, I don't know. Chris Sale, he's obviously awesome, but he throws in a lot of sort of like 7-8 inning 3-run starts. So he's going to be great. He's going to be very reliable, I think, but probably a half tick or a quarter tick below what he'll need to be to steal the Cy Young. Let's see other starting pitchers here of note. A lot of interesting starting pitchers. We'll see if God, I hope Minnesota brings up Bartolo Colon and starts. That's going to be free money for everyone in the sports betting industry. I wonder how the books are going to respond to that, though. Like if the books, like if I'm an odds maker right now and I'm sitting there and I see Bartolo Colon being inserted into the starting rotation for Minnesota, what's my reaction? My reaction is just, oh Jesus, not this shit again. It's just like he's going to get crushed. At home, by most of those lineups, he'll get crushed. When he goes into like Texas and Fenway and all those parks, it's just going to be a disaster. I have a hard time believing that they're actually going to, put him in the starting rotation. I think at best, they're going to bring him up and just use him in long relief for I don't know, games that are out of hand or games that go into super extra innings or whatever. Or maybe they won't bring him up, but I sure as hell hope they do, because that'll eat up some negative units for me for sure. I'll be able to make up some units there.
It's official. Andy Murray just got knocked out of Wimbledon.
Yep, it happens. I'll tell you. Right. I would love
plus 555 odds.
I have to figure out what I would have to cut out of my handicapping schedule for me to do a deep dive into tennis. But I would love to, because I feel like tennis. I know that some of the professional sports bettors that I know who do modeling still love tennis and feel like they have a great edge in tennis. And
well, you're kind of lucky. We've actually got a guy who pretty much all he does is cap tennis on SVR. Joao from Portugal, and he's obsessed with this. He does videos, live things on our Facebook page every day. Does a lot of write-ups for it, and he's pretty sharp. I'm gonna have to go back and see who he liked in this matchup. But I have a feeling it wasn't Andy Murray to win the entire thing. But yeah, so if you don't have the time to do that, that's what we're here for, guys. Right. You obviously don't have the time to crunch all these baseball numbers, and that's where Peter Loshak becomes your best friend for a good 30-45 minutes every morning.
Maybe I'll start watching Joao's videos. And one of the things, like handicappers who I really like and trust, like Al McMorty and people like that, I actually like watching their videos and reading their articles, not even necessarily for their picks, but just for their thought processes. You know what I mean? Like with someone like Al McMorty, his actual thought process and analysis in the videos that I do with him wind up being more valuable to me and interesting to me than the actual picks that he gives. And I feel like you can make a lot of shortcuts in terms of your advancement as a handicapper just by listening to how people that you trust what their thought process is, how they handicap things. So yeah, someone like Joao, someone who does it every single day, religiously, very closely, listening to how a guy like that, what he looks for and what factors he looks for and how he processes the lines in his head is something that I find very interesting and very valuable. I just yeah, gosh, tennis is it's all
one of the most bet sports in the world.
Yeah, and there's and probably the gosh. I wonder if there's more value. I wonder if Joao would say the value in betting the majors compares to the lesser tournaments. I wonder what he would say.
I can sure as hell ask him.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like for example, in the NFL, the professional handicappers would all admit that, despite that, you tend to think that the more attention that is paid to a sporting event would reduce the value, and that the bigger value is in the events that aren't paid that much attention to. But in the NFL, Super Bowl has great betting value precisely because there's so much money involved, and because the public bets it so heavily that the sharp money, it just has a hard time moving the odds, both in terms of the props and in terms of the.
Well, there's just a lot of in-game betting value with tennis.
Yes,
just right. the back and forth, the pauses, you get a chance to get your bets in. Football so fast, and you kind of talked about this yesterday, how hard it is to do some of the live betting because of how fast the lines move and how fast the books are trying to keep up with the action. But tennis does have those small breaks in between games and sets. So yeah, it's not always just the winner. There's so many options when betting that sport.
You know what? I feel like I can sneak it in. I feel like I am on top of my year-long process that I have a little bit of room. I'm going to look at the upcoming tennis schedule, and I'm going to figure out what events I want to look at, and I'm going to try my best to work in a little bit of time to do some handicapping and learn tennis handicapping a little bit.
Speaking of time, I mean, World Series of Poker going on right now. Do you play cards?
For fun, yes. For profitability, no.
Okay. Now I was just curious. I saw it on TV last night, and I was thinking.
Yeah. No, I love playing poker, but I love playing poker mostly for the jokes. When I'm sitting at the poker table, I just can't stop making jokes about the game, about the people, about poker
your
itself.
Chip count.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I played poker with a bunch of posters at the SBR bashes in Vegas, and it was a pretty good time. Did you
hear we're doing a poker tournament at the IFBC?
Oh, really?
I hear $5K up for grabs. It's rumor on the street. On the street.
$5K up for grabs?
That's what I'm hearing.
Are SBR employees eligible for that $5K or?
Well, if I have any say, hell
yeah.
I think we should try to make that work.
Oh, that's awesome.
Maybe we can film this and somehow get it up on the air. So even if people aren't, maybe we hang some lines in the sports book, the SBR sports book. So we could put up a bounty or something. I don't know.
$5K, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, to some people, that ain't a lot of money. To me, that's a lot of money. $5K up for grabs. Yeah. I don't have no $5K. I got $15. I don't got no $5K. I'll tell you that right now. All right. So let's see. Comments. Hey, big shout out to all the people who are watching and commenting right now because you guys are the loyal, true fans of this show. I really appreciate it. Love it. You guys make my life, I look forward to it every day, knowing that I'll be able to make a joke or two that 15 to 20 people will, an inside joke that 15 to 20 people will get. Really appreciate it to everyone. Mike, Eep, Anil, Frank, Rich Banks, of course, Wine Joe, wherever he may be, Nicholas Susi, of course, Lou Skunt, Joe Morawski. Everyone, thanks for watching, commenting, and participating. Oh, of course, Conrado Mendoza, Robinson Jeffes. Congratulations very much to Robinson Jeffes for winning a free trip down to Costa Rica. Last minute, no big deal. Just a free trip, no big deal. Should be a fun time. I'll tell you that. I remember when I was starting out learning handicapping, I wanted to learn all I could as fast as I could. If I had an opportunity back then to go to a conference where I could meet, and listen in person to like 8 or 10 heavy hitters, legitimate guys who really know what they're doing, I would have been really excited for that. I would definitely have done it. I mean, we're putting a lot. I mean, Ed Feng is a real deal. Gil Alexander is a real deal. Clay Travis is a real deal. There's a lot of real deal guys that we got in that conference. You know,
no, you can buy their books, you can watch, watch their videos, you can visit their website, follow them on Twitter. You know, we encourage all of that, especially with all the guys in the SBR network as well. But I mean, like you said, there's something different to be able to sit down and have a conversation with these guys. And, and we like to think that the team's pretty much set up a nice curriculum for whoever's in attendance to allow QA sessions, to allow you to participate in the morning show with Pete, to participate in the roundtable.
Yes.
And it's so different when you actually get to sit down and ask the questions face to face and not really pit the guys against each other, but here people have to defend their arguments in front of other professionals.
Yes.
And that's the whole point. I'm going to walk away a smarter, better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pete, you're going to walk away a smarter, better, and you're going to make people smarter as well. So
you never stop learning, and I absolutely agree with you. Listening to how they interact and what questions they ask the others and how the others respond is really is a nice inside window into the thought process.
I guess that's a good time for us to give a shout out to the SBR team. You know, like Pete said, it's All-Star break. We can see a lot of people taking off from the videos as well. Even participating in the comment section. But we're working really hard this week to make sure that this event and the coverage of this event that will still be streamed over the web. You'll still be able to catch it on our social media platforms. It's going to go off without a hitch. And Pete, I dare say we're going to be the sharpest motherfuckers by the time NFL comes around.
Yeah, hopefully. I will do my best to contribute to the sharpness all around and to take in some of the sharpness. Iron sharpens iron, as they say.
No one else gives you this.
Yeah,
Vegas Insiders didn't give it to you.
That's right.
Didn't give it to you.
No one else. Nicholas Susi said that everyone who's commenting now, the true degenerates. Yes, indeed. The TDs. My TD people, true degenerate people. No. All right, so yes, let's see. Joe Morawski says, love the megapod with Gil. Yes, Gil Alexander, real deal. Rich Banks says, they're going to, okay, all right. So a lot of people are chatting back and forth. Wow, Tom Moore likes Gil Alexander. Everyone likes Gil Alexander. Look at this.
Tom Marino Tor likes someone.
Yes, I heard Gil at pregame years ago. Very analytics-based, good guy. Joe Morawski says, love the megapod with Gil. A lot of people really liking Gil Alexander. Excellent.
He'll be here. He'll be speaking on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good. All right, let's wrap this up. It was a short and relatively short, not that short, half an hour, relatively short and sweet show today. Again, I am liking San Antonio +9. I am liking Atlanta Phoenix over 160 and the Dallas Connecticut lines. I was liking both of them at -1, now up to -3 and -4. A little bit more iffy, so I'll have to look into that a little bit closer before I pull the trigger on those. But and I'm also leading a San Antonio, Indiana first quarter under, which should be about 39, I believe. So 38.5, maybe 39 or 38.5. So those are my thoughts on WNBA today. Again, my CFL picks. I don't go into CFL too deeply, but I use the spots to try to analyze what I like, and only CFL picks that I'm liking this week. Last week I liked Toronto. That was a great call. This week I'm liking Montreal +5.5, although a lot of people are commenting that Calgary is a juggernaut on the other side, which they certainly are. But Montreal tends to play lower scoring games and relatively tight. So I'm going to take a shot with Montreal +5.5, and I'm also leaning under 52.5 in Toronto and Winnipeg. That one goes tomorrow. And the other two games, I have no real opinion as. Oh yeah, I also could take a small shot with Ottawa and Edmonton under 57.5, and I'm not really sure if I like that one as much as the other two. But those are my two plays: CFL, Montreal +5.5, and the under 52.5 in Toronto and Winnipeg. All right.
And I got one last question for you. So we got baseball kicking back off on Friday. Yeah. I'm expecting our audience, the full audience is going to show back up. Mm-hmm. The guys that bailed on us in All-Star Week, the guys that took a chance to catch up on sleep. Why don't we offer something else out to the guys that are in today and tomorrow? We already got one guy in.
Sure.
What if we did something, a little different? Say, okay, look, to the audience that's in there today who might have not heard us earlier when we announced the live thing, the people who watch this video after the fact, what if we give them the chance today and tomorrow? The guys that show up on the off days are the guys we like, our loyalists. If you tweet, what if you did a small video and tweet it to one of our social media platforms, be it SBR on Twitter, put it on our Facebook page, hell, Instagram, any of our platforms out there. A small video, 15 to 30 seconds, telling us why you need to be at this convention, why you deserve to be down here, why you deserve to sit next and grace us with your sports betting knowledge and your presence. Maybe you speak Spanish. I don't know. How are you going to make this convention better? By having you on board. We'll get you down here.
Okay. You guys heard it. You guys heard it. So what do you have to do? You have to make a quick video, 15, 30 seconds.
Yes, sir.
And do what? And tweet it to?
You hit us up on any of our social media platforms. Twitter, ideally, Facebook, Instagram, hell, even find us on Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all over the place. But get it to us, and we're going to pick the best ones from today and tomorrow. And hell, we might even play one or two in the air. Just have some fun with it. But yeah, let's do this for the guys that show up on the off days. These are the real, true followers. Yeah, and if you catch the video later, we'll still, you know, if just because you can't join us live doesn't mean we're not thinking about you and we don't appreciate you. Get it in today and tomorrow. We will pick someone before the Friday crowd shows back up, and we will get one of your asses down here to Costa Rica.
All right, you heard it. You heard it. Anyone who heard that and wants to do it, again, it's a free trip to Costa Rica, room paid for, and not at some flea bag. You're not going to get like some crazy Costa Rican bugs. It's at the Sheraton, right?
Yeah,
people get a free room at the Sheraton, right?
Of course.
That's a sweet hotel.
From that hotel, you can see 2 volcanoes. You've got a casino downstairs. The largest shopping mall in Central America, if you care.
And it's just a nice friggin' hotel. I've been there, and it's a fine hotel. I would say they're in a heartbeat. And airfare up to $750, and the IFBC. And if you want to learn more about this football conference, if this is the first video you're watching at SBR Videos, and you have no idea what we're talking about here, we're talking about the International Football Betting Conference. You can find out more about that at ifbc.live. ifbc.live. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Okay, Zach?
Go for it.
All right, thanks for everyone for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow, Thursday show.